Hi guys, this is Chris.
And Cyrena.
We're here at the end of HHN preview, which remember we're in a technical rehearsal, but we're going to give you our house review today of all of the houses that we've experienced tonight during HHN. And the first house is Monsters of Latin America, which I thought was absolutely incredible. I think they did a really, really good job at immersing you in the storytelling of the house, introducing you to each monster as they were going through each scene, and then you kind of got to see each monster come at you one at a time, have their little moment to shine, and then as you got further in, it just kind of rapid fired you with like all of them to kind of give you like a reminder of like how scary and spooky they were. I think this house was incredible at immersing you in each part of Latin America that you were going through as the house was happening, and the use of like all the effects, the giant puppetry for some of the monsters really surprised me, so have a look out for those. I thought it was just incredibly well done. Incredibly well done. Okay, so house number 2, our next house is A Quiet Place, which was actually one of the ones that I was most anticipating, and I would say it did a really good job at living up to the hype. I love that immediately when you got into the house, it really hit you with a scare right at the beginning, kind of showed you what you were really getting into. It went through each of the storylines of each of the movies. It all was very cohesive. The monsters, as like, some of them were giant puppets, some of them looked like animatronics, but they did a really good job at jumping out at you when you least expected it, whenever there was a sound in the certain scenes and everything. Incredibly well done. I think that's one of the IPs that I think really brought it this year. So definitely have a look out for A Quiet Place. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
All right, guys, our next house was Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, based off the movie, the new one.
So good.
It was amazing.
Fantastic.
If you're cold easily, bring a jacket, because that one was a really cold house.
Yeah, they really immersed you in the Sub-Zero effect of everything.
Everyone was frozen, all the scare actors were freezing.
Yeah, it was so good. And then I really enjoyed that it really put you in. I think they do really well with Ghostbusters when it comes to this, is that it really makes you feel like you're in the movie, transported there. All the scare actors really did their thing when acting in their specific roles.
They really
looked like the characters. It was kind of scary, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, the girl looks like the girl in the movie. That's kind of wild.
The mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans, for those who've seen the movie,
had mini Stay Puffs.
They're there. It looks great.
They were menacing.
And another thing that Ghostbusters always does amazingly well is just the set pieces. The set pieces looked incredible, especially like iced over with the blizzard and everything.
Oh, there was snow coming down. I was cold. I was like, oh my god.
And I think the monster is called the Varaka, and I think they did a really good job at costuming him as well. And
yeah, he was terrifying.
Have a look out for some of the jump scares in there, because some of those got me really good. I wasn't expecting it from Ghostbusters, but
he scared me
really solid house. Yeah.
The very first room, I was like, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Don't pop out more, because that was crazy. Next up is Insidious: The Red Door, and that door was closed because I wasn't able to do that one.
Me neither. That one was a little bit too popular. We didn't get a lot of chances to do it.
It was kind of a really long wait at the time, but we will definitely come back, hit you with that whenever we get around to it. But for right now, didn't do Insidious.
Seems good.
Seems good. Seems really good. Love the original one they did like a couple years ago, so I can only be hyped for the Red Door.
Love the cookies.
So the Triplets house, I thought I think the one thing that jumped out at me when it came to the Triplets house was I loved the set design of it. I thought it really immersed you in each scene that it was going in.
Very southern.
I really wish that it was a little bit more cohesive, because I thought when a house goes through a story, like, I just didn't understand what the motivation of the triplets were.
I don't know what was happening.
I really had no idea.
People with axes,
I know there was people getting chopped up. I know there was like saws.
I'm going to have to look up the story to understand what was going on.
Yeah. But the kills did look really cool. I think they did a really good job with like the blood and like the gore of like the leftover like bodies.
I remember they did have
stuff.
like the intestines like hanging
down.
the
intestines hanging out was cool.
And something squirting at you, which was kind of crazy.
I think that room was really cool specifically. It was like you walk into this ice locker, there's like a meat thing hanging down that like squirts water at you. So some really cool interactive stuff, but like overall, that one will probably get better as the run goes along. I never want to say any house is bad, because the scare actors work really hard.
Yeah. We don't even know if we got all the scares in the house
yet.
Yeah,
exactly, so we'll definitely hit you back up with that one, but for right now, it's okay.
Mid house.
Yeah.
All right, guys, the next house that we went to was Major Suites. Well, that I went to, this one didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make it to that one. I did 7 out of the 10 houses, but that was one that I unfortunately missed.
That one?
But you take it away.
Was kind of good. I liked it. I liked the idea. There was a lot of effects that were in there that I really enjoyed. There was a big fat man at one point that definitely ate too much. A lot of the makeup looked amazing. There was one that had like a jawbreaker who, guess what, broke her jaw.
Whoa, no way, no way.
But no, yeah, I thought it was really fun. The effects were crazy everywhere. Everyone obviously was eating a bunch of candy.
Was there a lot of candy in there?
Yeah, there was a lot of candy. That was the whole, everyone just had candy. A lot of them were screaming about how they ate too much sugar.
Were there like stilt walkers? Like I know they did a scare zone a while ago.
I don't think there were any inside the house.
Yeah, I think that would be a little bit too
much.
Because I do remember the scare zone. It was great.
Because they're not athletic because they ate too much candy. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, they would be falling over.
No, but it was a nice fun house to go to. It is
Yeah.
towards the front a little bit, so it is a good one to get out of the way as soon as you can come in, or like when you're leaving, check it out.
It's a silly fun time. I definitely want to check that one out.
No.
So I was able to do Eternal Bloodlines. I always book it for the Monsters houses because they have been one of my favorite series as HHN.
Well, it's the originals. So
yeah, exactly. And like
they gotta do good with that.
Yeah. The original Universal Monsters was definitely one of my favorite houses of like all time. So I definitely had to check this one out. I always love, and I will always say when it comes to the Universal Monsters houses, is that the set design is just incredible. Like the gothic like architecture, the candles, like the vampire makeup, they really like do such a good job of making them look like real actual monsters like pulled out of the movie screen.
Well,
and that is one thing I will say about Universal Monsters houses, especially Eternal Bloodlines, is that it really immerses you into like the Wolfman and the vampires and stuff like that. Seeing like the hunter go after them and stuff like that, it really immerses you in the storyline too.
Was it similar to last year's Monsters?
Oh yeah.
Or like the effects and everything. I know they had the rain last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that so much.
You get all that good stuff in there. So definitely check that one out. Eternal Bloodlines is definitely a very, very solid house. A very, very solid pick. So Goblin Feast is the next house in the lineup. That one was so much fun. I don't know how anywhere else to describe it. The goblins were just like so happy to be gobbling on these people's insides, and you saw it like throughout the entire house. They did a really good job of making them look like real goblins. I was like, there's no way that those are real people because they're like green and like some of them have long ears. They have like elongated noses. Some of them look more monstrous than the other ones. There's like big giant like monster versions of some of them, and there's like
ogres in there too.
Yeah, it looks like ogres, like a giant like hand is like moving back and forth. A lot of really, really cool effects. Very, very cool. Yeah, exactly, just like that. And then there's like, I don't want to spoil too much, but like when you get to like the dinner scene, just look out for look out for the giant table. It's great. It's really, really great. That's definitely one of my favorite original houses this year. Really, really a sleeper hit for me. Definitely check out Goblin's Feast. It was great.
Would you say Goblin's Feast is a feast for the eyes?
Absolutely. I would. Okay, so next up is Slaughter Cinema 2, which is definitely going to be a fan favorite. I unfortunately wasn't able to make it to it tonight, but I will say that Slaughter Cinema, like the very first one, was one of my favorite houses that entire year.
They had a first one?
Yeah, it's a sequel house to the first house they did a couple years ago.
Yeah, the little food place.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I'm in the loop now.
And sequel houses can go one of two ways. It could either be like a really crazy fun parody of it, or it can go into like the real storyline and make it even more horrifying. So I'm expecting really great things from Slaughter Cinema 2. It is definitely a HHN fan favorite. I can't wait to do it. I'm probably going to come back on the 4th and do that one. I'm very, very excited. Probably going to be the first one that I hit up. You guys let us know in the comments what you guys thought about it, because I'm excited for that one. Very, very excited.
Me too. Next up is Museum Deadly Exhibits.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay, so fun story for that one. We had like 7 minutes left in the event, and we sprinted all the way across, because that was one from Ghostbusters. So I was really, really looking forward to that house. They let us in at the last minute, and it was even better because it was just the two of us in there. Yeah,
nobody else was in there yet. There was a group way behind us somewhere, but they didn't get in yet.
Yeah, I really loved how that one set up the storyline of like, there's a stone, don't come in here, keep going,
it's like
run
in like
away.
The lobby area, so you're going through like the actual like museum through it.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot.
And just like all of the different creatures coming out of the museum, all of them looked really unique. I think there was one with like slime coming down like his face.
No, the one I said he looks like candle wax.
Yeah, candle wax.
He looked like he was melting.
Yeah, he looked like he was melting. The walls had like this weird like texture to them, like it was like an otherworldly, like from another planet.
Looking stuff.
Yeah, alien looking.
Really nasty.
Yeah, really, really nasty. It looked like you were like in an alien planet, but also like a museum at the same time. Very, very cool. also immersive house.
Yeah, great that
lots
we were
of good
alone
scares.
in there and didn't have anybody
Yeah,
else
the
around.
scares are really, really good. I really love that house. You never knew where to turn. Also,
No, yeah.
I think that was the scariest part of
It was
that
like a
house.
maze. It was
yeah,
like a maze.
it really was actually like a maze. We were walking through, and I was like, I don't actually know where to turn if it
Yeah,
wasn't
they had
for
to keep pointing us in the right direction.
yeah,
and
but
we were
I-
by ourselves. No one was with us, so we're like,
yeah, and I think that's the greatest part of that house is that you get the full experience and get fully scared because you really don't know actually where to go.
you forget there's like attendants in the house.
So a
waiting
museum
there.
of deadly exhibits, but also a museum of mysteries. Where do we go next? Where do we turn?
Where do we turn?
Yeah.
What's around the corner?
And that's it for our house review, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video.
Hopefully
it was
makes
incredible.
you want to come out here.
I had a lot of fun.
Me too. It was really great. I can't wait to come out here again on my own reservation.
Me too. Thank you, guys. Woo!
You love
Goblin
the
Feast next?
Wrong, bitch.
Wrong bitch.
Wrong, bitch.
Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodline.
I didn't
Oh,
do that one, so-
wow. They're like right next to each other.
No,
There's
yeah.
nothing
Wow,
like
wow,
that.
Goblin
Oh,
Feast.
yeah.
Wrong.